Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where we were just working on this area out over here. And we're gonna need some on-off ramps here in this vague region. And the question is, exactly where do we want to put those? Well, I've already removed a little bit of roads here, and let's see what we can get done here. So we're going to go to our highway setup here. And I don't really love having... we'll have to see how this goes. I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to be great. We could bring this in somewhere over this way. That's giving overlapping items due to this pillar. The reason that I'm not convinced that this is going to be great, of course, and this is about the best we can do there. Yeah, I really don't like this pillar, and there's some shadowing issues here. That might get sorted once we unpause, but no. No, it does not. Okay, I don't like this setup. I don't like this at all. So I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to have this come out up over here. This is going to make these roads very complicated, but I'm going to prioritize the on-ramps here, and we'll get the roads done after. So this guy would come up somewhere around here. Yeah, that'll do for now. And then we would have an off-ramp out over here, which would just curve around kind of like that. Oh, that's not actually up at the top. It would help if that was the case, right? So we're going to bring that up over here, and then this guy could come down over this way. Things get mildly awkward here. You could technically drive in circles, but that's fine. That's not actually a problem. So we're going to bring this guy up over here. That is a problem. I don't want it to look like that. I can tell you that right now. Let's try bringing this out over here. That functions. Okay, so we can do something kind of like that. Now, this road going over here is going to be interesting with these highways. We removed the pillar that was blocking us here, but I'm wondering, and we're going to want to be in curve tool for this, I'm wondering if we can squeak through over here somewhere. Is there a spot? No, is the answer. Okay, so in that case, we're probably going to have to go up and around. And I'm not shocked about that. That is deeply unsurprising. So that would mean somewhere around here. And then bringing that in something kind of like this, right? What do we have going on here? Is this one way? Okay, there we go. Let's just get that fixed. Phenomenal. This is kind of horrific. But, I mean, it also kind of matches what we have going on basically everywhere else. So it'll have to do for now. And we are going to grab our straight line tool mode. Just bring this right on down there. Excellent. Something along the lines of that. Now, where is this actually... we're going to have a cross street here somewhere, right? So where is that cross street going to go? It would go right, in theory, here. So then that would mean coming over like this. That's very awkward right through there. But it actually kind of works. Kinda. I don't think we can get it much better because of the pillar positioning. You know what? We'll take it. That is actually kind of okay. I don't mind that, actually. As I look at it more, I mean, it looks better than what we had before, in my opinion. So, sure, we'll take that. I do want to run this road straight on over, and then we can bring this road down to here, but we're going to have to determine where the next cross street is, which should be, right here, right? Yeah, right there. Okay, cool. So that's fine. We shouldn't have another cross street here. We can bring that over like so. This guy would come down to here. I'm wondering, yeah, this is our highway right here. So no problem whatsoever there. No, this actually went super well. I'm actually kind of startled that that went as well as it did there. That actually looks quite good, all things considered. So that, of course, means that we can zone this entire meta block as low-density housing. And we are going to do exactly that. Zoning... Let's see, this is all... Is this all low-density out here? Yes, it is. Okay, so we can just overwrite that with no problem whatsoever. So we can just bring this out over here about like that. And then this would get extended out further. Okay, I'm just thinking about where the next highway over here will end up being. So we've got 3 roads here. This road will need to determine where the actual turn point is. So that would be, if we take this out, right about here would be the actual turn point. And I'm just going to bring that down to here for now so that can link in over here. It's not bad. And then this guy, of course, would head out to line up with that. Yep, that looks fine. Okay, and then this would be 4 vertical streets. So the next one over would be a highway point. So right there would be where the highway would go. Okay, so we can definitely do that. Put in our highway right about here. Cool. And that gives us a bit of a pillar issue. I guess I'm not surprised about that. Is it trying to put a wall there? What is it doing? Why is that overlapping? What is that overlapping? Can we build it this way? I don't know how that's overlapping, to be honest. What if we just brought it over to here and then built it? Sure, that's fine. It doesn't have any problems with that. Whatever. We're going to put in our roundabout here and, of course, extend our highway right on over here. Cool. And then we'll bring this down. I don't think we're going to bring this one down to the city limits. I think we're going to extend this one down to where this roundabout is for right now. Now, this can go down to the city limits, right? Although we're going to have to rebuild that later. But that can go down to the city limits for the moment. We have so much money, I just noticed. And that's because every time I've been, not every time, but a lot of times that I restart the game, we get a bunch of progression, and I have no idea why. I assume that's a bug, but I don't know that for a fact. So I don't quite know what to make of it. Let's just bring this down to here for now, and I would like this to like maintain its same level through here. So I think what that ends up meaning is we're just going to want to use the level terrain tool and just head out over here, and then we're going to soften this up here, and we'll just kind of leave this cliff for the time being. That'll do for now, and we're going to need to actually extend this out a little bit further over. That's still softening. I actually wanted to level this out. There we go. And we'll just soften this. Cool. Something kind of like that. So now we can extend. This is still not going to be good enough. Man, I need to be in the correct angle to see depth. Depth tends to help. So let's just do this. There, that should do the trick. Then we'll soften this out over here. There we go. Now we should be able to bring this down. Excellent. There we go. We'll toss in our very large roundabout there, and that'll be the extent of what we need to do over here. But I do want to run this road northward. To that end, we may want to extend these out. I mean, we kind of don't, though, because we know we're going to have pillar issues. So now that we have this marked, maybe what we should do here is we should just take this road directly over, and we know that this is supposed to be 224 meters in theory. And then this would come down to about here or so. And then that would want to connect in like that. Okay. Then we can bring this guy over to about here. Actually, over to about here. That could connect down over here next. I don't really like the altitude that we've got going on here. There's a bit of an awkward situation there. But I think for the moment, we're going to say it's okay for right now. And then we bring this guy over to about here. And then bring it in like that. We're going to be reworking this road over here eventually, I'm sure. But for now, I just want to get this brought in directly to the city limits, I think. And then that can just come in like that. I mean, I don't hate this situation here. This is kind of grim. Maybe what we should do is we should consider taking this out. Now that we know we're at the city limits here, we can take these sections of road out, and then we can just connect directly straight line tool, or even using the curve tool, which, I mean, there is a bit of a curvature to the highway here. So we could use the curve. Ooh, that's an exciting road. That's not what we're going for. We could use the curve tool to bring this in long distance over here, kind of like that. There's a very sharp bend there, and I was going to say that's okay because it's under the highway, but it's actually very obvious. So to that end, I think bringing this out like this is fine, but then I would like to extend this road out and just curve that up a little bit more gently like that. That feels better. Yeah, it's better. I'm not going to call it great, but it is better. And then we have some terrain out over this way. Unsurprising on that one. Okay, now from here, we know that this road wants to connect up to here, right? So we can definitely do that. And then we can bring in our cross streets by taking this over to 112. And actually, we know that this is where the highway is. And then we can bring it an additional 112.
Well, I say
and then this can go down.
Here on second move,
like so.
You can't move forward.
There we go.
You keep both eyes
and then this would go over again. This is only road number 1 over here, so we're not going to need a highway for a while. I'm actually shocked that that works, but sure. This is not great over here, right? I'm actually going to take these sections of the road out, and we are going to soften up this terrain a little bit, I think. So I'm going to leave Foggy Street where it's at here. We'll reconnect this. This should be just straight line pretty much from here. But I do want to soften this terrain out over here. Excellent.
One final question, Professor.
Okay, so something along the lines of that. And I do want to bring this in over here. Yep, straight line tool there is okay, I think.
like the sound of that.
So is this much better? Honestly, this is much better in terms of the terrain. This is so much better. This is an invalid shape, though. That's not shocking, though. We knew that that was probably going to be the case because of this awkward situation right here, right? So for the time being, I want to bring this road just straight on down over here. There we go. And then we can think about how we want to address this situation. For the moment, we could take this street out and bring this guy in like so. Then bring this street down and see what happens. Yeah, that gets invalid shape as well. We could run a slight curvature to this road and bring it in here like that. I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, so this is not going to happen. That is definitely not what we're going to be doing. I would love to just bring this down. This road is at a very slightly awkward angle for us. Okay, I'm thinking about like this slope that we've got here too. I'm wondering if that might be part of it. So hypothetically, if we were to grab this, right? And level this out a bit. Obviously, this is not great in terms of what we've got going on for terrain there. But does that change this intersection fundamentally? This is valid. This is not. This is valid. Okay. Snap only to angle. Actually, let's not even snap to angle. Let's turn snapping completely off right now. What's the closest to 90 degrees that we can get here? Right there. It's only 1 degree off. Okay. I think really what we're going to need to do here is I think we're going to need to do what we've done previously. Now, I don't like the look of this. To be clear, I don't like the way that this goes. But I'm going to soften this terrain tool here first. So we'll just soften this out a bit. This up here doesn't really want to soften. Let's bring that up to 100 strength. And I mean, that's of course because there's quite a harsh divide there, right? But That should be relatively smoothed out-ish. And then we're going to bring this down. So the idea here is this. We bring it to here, and we link it in there. Then, and I really don't like the way that this looks ultimately, but it does end up getting the job done. We bring this road down, and we curve it in like that. And then we bring this guy over here, and we bring it in up like that. Ooh, this moved on me as I was clicking. Let's do that one more time. Again, I don't love the way that this ends up looking, but it does function reasonably well. So that then comes in like that. And see, we end up having this kind of awkward structure here. That's what I don't like about it, to be clear, is the awkward structure. So at this point, we should be absolutely fine to build up our highway up over here. So I'd like to bring this guy up and over. Technically, we can build it here. Where is that pillar? On the sidewalk? Okay. Sure. So we want to drop a pillar like... Where's that 180-degree marker? Here it is. We want to drop a pillar here. And a pillar around here-ish. And around here-ish. And then we want to have this connect directly in, of course, with this guy, right? So where is that wanting to connect there? That is a really awkward place to connect it. Okay, yeah, this'll do. That's a 92-degree angle? Okay, I'm going to take this on, and we're just going to bring this guy in. There we go. That's a little bit better. So we'll get that roundabout in there as well. Excellent. That is not at all straight. That is the least straight highway. Okay. That is, spicy. I have no idea what angle that was, but that was like... That I would describe that angle as jaunty. Absolutely. That was not... That was not what we're looking for there. Yeah, there we go. 2 degrees off. Like I said, jaunty. So we're going to put it here, I think, and we'll just put it before each of these cross streets then. We'll put the pillar like this. That's definitely much better behaved. So we can take this up, take this in. Yeah, that behaves so much better. There we go. I like that a lot better. Of course, we're going to need some on-off ramps over here, so let's get those put in nice and quickly here. Shouldn't be any major ordeal, although this side might get a little spicy. We'll see how that ends up going. We, of course, need to bring this down. There we go. And then bring this guy on up. Not bad on this side. Okay. Again, we might have some issues here, but honestly, the drop-off doesn't really start until we get out over here, so I think we kind of lucked out on the terrain there. We'll absolutely be happy about that, and we can bring this guy up and in about here, and then out and down about here. That'll do. And then something up over here similarly. That gives overlapping items. There's a pillar, like, right there. Okay. Are we okay to shorten these a little bit? Yes, we are. Phenomenal. So that'll do. There's those on-off ramps done, and that means that this meta block, which is a little bit too much dense residential, but this is our dense residential meta block. It is now finally, at long last, completed. So let's bring this guy on over to here. There we go. And then we can just bring this road northward until we reach about here for now. And then we'll just need to connect in all of these roads, right? So about like that, and about like that'll do. Phenomenal. So obviously we're going to need to extend this highway a little bit more and bring these roads over this way. But for the time being, that seems reasonably fine. Now, we're going to need another vertical street over here. So we're going to take this over to 112, and it's only 109 meters. I have to assume that that's due to the incline. There is definitely quite an incline there. And we've got the same exact situation as down here. Okay. So we're going to have to take that out of there, which is unfortunate. But we can bring that down to here, and then something like that. There we go. And then we're going to use the curve tool here to bring this guy over to... I really don't know how this is going to curve. I think we're going to have to use the complex curve tool and get a second curve up over here. Yeah, that is indeed what we're going to have to do there. And then this one can just pop up over here like that. Technically, we didn't need the complex curve tool for that one. So that's reasonably fine, I guess. And then this out over here would go to here. Okay, we can actually recurve this guy then, since we know exactly where this is going to go now. Should have waited on that one, clearly, but it's okay. So we bring this out to about here, and then up to about here with the complex curve tool. There we go. So that does the trick, broadly. Next up, we want to get this set of roads put in, which will just be something like that. Nothing too major. Not there. Hang on. Apparently, once you've clicked, you can't get rid of it by pressing escape, which is a little bit unintuitive to me, but whatever. Actually, I think I did have to... yeah, you can't move it after you've clicked, and you have to press escape. That's what it was. That was unintuitive. It felt like you should be able to still move it after you've clicked, and releasing it should be the thing that does the thing. But whatever. It's not a major deal. We're going to bring this on up. It just feels ever so slightly unintuitive to me this way. And maybe I'm weird. Who knows? I could very well be. I probably am, all things considered. So at this point, we are going to build out this highway. That is actually at 90 degrees. Okay, that looks solid. And we can bring that up over here. There we go. We could do the same up over here, but we are not quite prepared to do that yet. I do want to do on-off ramps over here real quick, so let's get that underway. Cool, and cool, that'll do. A little bit lopsided there, but I'm not too concerned about it. As long as they're functional, that's what really matters here. We need to have this actually curve. That tends to help. That slope too steep. Okay, this is where we're starting to hit that situation that I was talking about previously with the slope. So we're going to have this be a little spread out. I'm definitely not going to accept having it be that lopsided. So we're going to bring this guy out over here and bring this in to about here to make it a little bit less lopsided. A little lopsided is okay. A lot lopsided is not, is the way that this works. So next up, we're going to need to bring out a fair amount of streets over here. So I want to just extend these guys straight on over to the city limits over here. Or actually, really, it should be here, right? And just make sure that that's good to go. That does indeed appear to be the case. Phenomenal. And then we can just link all of these up over here and just make sure that our pillars are not going to be causing us issues. That's the idea anyway. So we bring this guy up. And we bring this guy up. We are cruising right now. We're getting a lot done. I like it. Not running into any major issues here and just absolutely doing a lot of work. So I want to extend this road over to here. There we go. For now, that'll do. And we can then extend out these highways. Phenomenal. We don't want curve tool for that necessarily. And I do want to bring this up over here. Oh, we're at 0 meters? Okay. We're slope too steeping right now. I'm thinking this is probably due to this little section. Let's see what happens if we bring it out directly from the roundabout. So, hang on. What is this angle? Okay, right here. Yeah, this is significantly better. So we'll just drop a pillar there. There. About here. Here. And then I'm going to extend this up a little bit further. Not too far, because we don't have roads up over here. But there we go. Something along the lines of that. Slap our roundabout in, and we can extend this road out this way if we wanted to, but we don't want to yet because, of course, we need these guys. So I'm going to just bring this guy on over 90 degrees. This is looking lined up. Yes, that is lined up. Phenomenal. That is not. Now it is. Okay. This does not want to line up. I may have grabbed the wrong starting point. Yes. Okay. So that's absolutely fine. And there we go. Phenomenal. So now we can bring this section of highway straight on over. Dropping a pillar here. Here. Wait, that was 179. Get out of here. That was not correct. There we go. Here. And we'll drop one here. Okay. So that'll do for now. That gets us this meta block ready to go. At this point, I do want to grab our curve tool and get a couple of on-off ramps over here because that's the only thing that we need for this meta block now. I don't really like the turn lanes that generated there. And we may need to go back and adjust some of these at some point, making sure that these turn lanes are a little bit more appropriate. But I mean, they're going to be awkward no matter what. At least for now. So there is some of that going on. Let's bring this guy on out over here and then on in over here. I think the turn lane policy is we will address the turn lanes if they cause traffic issues. That is the policy. So for now, I mean, we haven't been running the simulation for a while, so there is that. Ooh, slope too steep out over here. Okay. So we may have to fan this one out a little bit further. Yeah, that technically works. It's pretty far out there, no doubt about it. Even that slope too steep. Okay, this one has to go even further. Very, very widespread there on those on-off ramps. Okay. This one needs to go pretty wide as well, looks like. Actually, that's overlapping items. Hang on. Okay. Oh, we're at minus 10 meters. Hang on. Things were definitely awkward there. Did things get messed up on the last set? I want to double check those. They might have gotten messed up on the last set. Okay, we'll do something about like that for now. Let's see here. No, those are about right. That's just a very, very steep incline. Okay, sounds good. So this is, of course, 4 roads here. The next section would be a highway over here, but no, that's absolutely fine. So we actually got a lot of work done over here. That is a lot of new building space for us. I like it. We can definitely zone that up, and let's do that right now. So we'd go for high-density housing for this entire meta block over here. About like that. And then we go for low-density housing for all of this down here, including the stuff that is underneath the highway, because I don't expect high-density housing to be able to be built under the highway. So the low-density housing, on the other hand, I think probably could be. So we're going to take this on over like so. This can all be low-density housing. We need all of the low-density housing on the planet, it seems. So that is fine for now. Now, this meta block up here is medium-density housing. We can get a little bit more medium density. That's okay. This is low density. It looks like medium density, but it's not. Okay. Gotcha. That's fine. It can be low density. We're okay with this. And then this would go up over here. Now, this area here is starting to get into our commercial area. So that is definitely something that we need to consider. We can tick forward here and speed it up. We finally get to tick forward a little bit, and we're starting to see some development down over this way. Hopefully that will finally deal with some of this demand here, and we can run the game forward for a while. That would be nice. We've definitely filled out this area fairly nicely. We're going to have to expand our borders relatively soon. But this is looking good for the time being. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue expanding up in this area probably, but I do want to start thinking about how we want to flesh out the area on this side of the highway. That'll be interesting. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how that goes, but we're probably going to need to run the simulation for a while and get some services, is what I'm thinking. It's been a while. So we should probably do that next episode, to be honest. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.